right, and joining now is Congressman Jeff Crank, a Republican from Colorado. First, Congressman, where are you? Are you back in the nation's capital yet?
Not yet. I'm heading there tomorrow morning. I'm back in Colorado today, but we'll take the first flight out in the morning.
So the speaker telling media early today that the long national nightmare finally coming to an end. What is your biggest takeaway, and how do you anticipate voting?
Well, I'm going to be a yes on this because I think it's outrageous that the Democrats did this to begin with. They did it with no end game in sight or in mind. And, I think they paid the price for it. I think the American people thought that this was foolhardy from the very beginning. And, I was pleased. I have 5 military installations in my district. We have a lot of federal civilian employees. And, I think the president did a great job in keeping our military members paid throughout this. And, this was really a dumb idea for them to take this out. They got literally nothing for it. All they did was sort of try to placate their base. And you should never do that. I hope they learn from it. And I hope that we don't have future shutdowns like this for political gamesmanship.
Yeah, here's what President Trump said just a few moments ago.
Based on everything I'm hearing, they haven't changed anything, and we have support from enough Democrats, and we're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was closed, but we'll be opening up our country very quickly. Well, I will be. I'll abide by the deal. The deal is very good. We're not going to be giving $1.5 trillion to people that came in from jails and from, the gangs and drug dealers and all of these others that they wanted to be given health care, which would have hurt our health care system.
It's really striking, Congressman, when you look at the other side of the aisle, they knew they were counting on the shutdown hurting the American people. They wanted the American people to feel pain, and they were counting on that pain to force the Republicans to budge, but the Republicans did not budge. What does that say about the Democrat Party?
Well, I think it's pretty sad that we had Democrats who were willing to do that and willing to inflict pain on the American people to get, really something that they wanted, a policy outcome that they wanted. And again, this is all over a clean continuing resolution, something they passed 13 times under the Biden administration, and something that we all kind of agree. I have said it's like an extension of a lease. You get to the end of the lease and you just say, well, let's just go another month or 2 months at the same, rate that we're at. That's what this was. And so for them to try and make something out of this, we couldn't give in on this. If we did, it's almost a situation where when someone takes hostages and you give in to that hostage taking, it produces more hostage taking down the road. And I said many times during the shutdown, if we would have given in to their demands after we passed a clean CR, it would have led to more government shutdowns. It would have been a very bad thing for America. Luckily, we had a leadership in Speaker Johnson and others who really drove the message. We did our job. We passed the clean CR, and we threw it in the Senate's lap and let them try and deal with it. And thankfully, we got through it, but it did take some pain for the American people, sadly.
Well, Senator Bernie Sanders, the multi-million-dollar socialist, calling last night's vote a betrayal. I want to play what he had to say, and also how Senator Angus King of Maine, one of the senators who voted yes, responded.
To my mind, this was a very, very bad vote. And what the election showed is that the American people want us to stand up to Trumpism.
In terms of standing up to Donald Trump, the shutdown actually gave him more power. What was your strategy, man? What was your end game? If we're going to extend the shutdown another week, another month, through Christmas, Thanksgiving, is that going to get us anywhere?
It sounds like they're admitting the whole thing backfired on them.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Angus King is right. What was the end game? That's what I said at the start of our interview. I think they went in without knowing what the end game would be. And look, for Bernie Sanders, when socialists start talking about inflicting pain, they know what they're talking about because that's what socialists do. To not care that we had people going without food And that was all okay to Bernie Sanders, it sounds like, as long as he got his political goals met. I mean, that is shameful that we have politicians who believe that that is appropriate to cause that kind of pain just so they can get what they want and some electoral outcome. That's just wrong. And the American people see through that. They're not going to tolerate it.
All right, Congressman Jeff Crank, thank you for joining us here on Newsmax.